painters out there. There are times people think that when you paint on a computer, that all you do is push a button and the computer does the painting. Not so. It's the artist that's still doing the painting. The only difference is that he's using a computer brush as opposed to a regular paintbrush. So come along, I'll show you the process in which we are actually painting on the computer. Hope it's something you can learn from. This is a drawing I did on a computer. First, I duplicate my drawing using Command or Control J, then hit multiply to see through that layer. Now I do all of my painting underneath that line layer, starting with my background. When I start painting the bear, I use a textured brush called Dry Brush on Towel. That gives me that kind of a furry look. I'm putting his basic color, and then I'm putting some shadow color. Color is a little brighter than what I want, so I'll tone that down later. You'll see that process. Just toned it down. Now I'm giving light to the top area as if light is coming from above. Filling in to give dimensionality to my basic structure. And I'll fill in some additional spots as I go. I have to check it by turning off the line, make sure everything in. Putting in his sweater color. Then I'll go back and erase some of the areas that went outside the line. That was just my quick laying. Then lighten up give a light side. If you've seen my videos, I'll sort of a 1, 2, 3. Dark, a light, some middle tones. I'm going to tone it down. Then I use a layer mask to darken it, and then I erase out some of the dark so the light will come through. Read my blog to get more detailed information what a layer mask is. I can break that down easier on the blog than you're looking at the video. And then I come in and give some color to my shadow areas, going a little darker or darker for the dark areas on the sweater. Has a little bit of a violet touch to it. Then I darken that even more and erase some of the mid-tone darks out. Now I'm building the features, the nose, the eyes, putting in a little bit more detail as I go. You see me going in and out. Sometimes I have to push it back to see how it comes together if it's a little too close. Then I pull it back in. That way I can see more of the detail. It's a way if it was an actual painting, I'd be stepping back from the painting. Now I'm putting a marquee around and lightening up some areas to help the feet pads and the ears to stand out a little more, and then come back, put the detailing in that also. Filling in more line work. The drawing was there just as a foundation for me to start building the bear, but I have to fill in the line work to help define the more detailed areas. So step by step, giving more form to the bear and giving the line work, the darker areas, so that his form can stand out. So you're building form and you're giving texture to the bear as I go. Putting a little more shadowing in to help give dimensionality or form. That's what you're doing when you're building the light and the middle tones and the shadows, giving more dimension to the thing that you're painting. And that applies to everything you paint.
dimension as well as texture, little by little. And I go a little bit in different areas to help build more of the form overall as I go. Getting areas a little lighter, some areas a little darker, building the eyes now, putting in some eye color. We'll push and enhance that color a little more as I go. And again, on the blog itself, it'll explain more details of certain parameters that I'm utilizing, be it a layer mask or picking a certain brush, going lighter and darker in areas, utilizing the layer mask, the color sliders to make color adjustments to test out whether I wanted certain things to be lighter or darker. And here I'm putting in reflective light just to give a little bit more color emphasis visually. And now I'm coming in and trying to give a little more texturing to this to make it have sort of like a sweater effect without putting every detail and every line. So in this case, I'm just using the light hitting it as opposed to the shadows hitting it to give it that sweater feel. Defining that a little more with some darker lines to help accentuate form better. Now giving more texture to the bear. I wanted him to feel somewhat hairy, but not overly so. You're trying to simulate a look without giving every single detail. So this will give him more of the bear texture as I'm bringing a little more light into areas. So finishing him off. But this is me manipulating every aspect. The computer does not do this on its own. It requires my artistic eye to know where I need to give more detail without giving too much detail. And there you have it. Here's the final. So hopefully that was a learning experience for you.